Okay, so we're given that f of x is equal to this for x's in this bound. Find the length of the graph. So we're going to use a length formula. So the first step is going to be, we're going to have, so I'm going to call this 1L. We're going to have the formula equals the length from A to B, 1 plus the derivative of x, and all this squared dx, right? And then step 2, we're going to find that dx. So step 2, we're going to find dx. So that would be, we're going to use the a times f prime method, which equals a times f prime, which equals 1/2 times the derivative of ex plus e to the negative x, right? So for step 3, we're going to find that derivative. So what's the derivative of e to the x? So first, the derivative of e to the x equals e to the x. So we're going to circle that. And then the derivative of e to the negative x equals -1, because there's a silent 1 in there, is what I call it, e to the negative x. Let's circle that. So then step 4, we're going to plug it all back in. Plug it all back in step 4. L equals, from A to B. Well, now we know our bounds, right? So our bounds, this is our bounds, 0 to 1. So we're just going to put our bounds in there, 0 to 1. And then we're going to place 1 plus the derivative, which is, I'm just going to add these two together as is, which is e to the x plus a negative, so it's just minus e to the negative x squared dx, right? So now, what are we going to do? We're going to factor out this, like this square. So just how we have this follows. I'm going to call this step 4a. 4a. Write that a bit bigger. We're going to factor out this 2. So now do you see where I'm going with this? Okay? So 1/2 equals 1/2 squared equals 1/4. So that's the first part. And then, so we're going to circle that. And then the second part is this. So we're going to FOIL this out. We're going to FOIL out e to the x, this whole thing right here, a to the x minus e to the negative x. FOIL this out. And then there's e to the negative x, right? We're going to FOIL that out. So what does that equal? So this and this equals e to the 2x. So this and then this would be e to the 0, because it's an x minus x, which equals like that's like 1 minus 1 basically. So it's going to give you e to the 0. So these are going to cancel, right? It's e to the nothing, right? Which is going to give you 1, but I'll show you that. And it's the same thing when you do this in reverse. So this and this give you e to the 0. And then this and this will give you e to the negative 2x, because it's 2 negative. And remember with the with these exponents, you multiply them, you add them together. So it's an e to the negative 2x, right? So this is all going to equal e to the 2x minus 1 plus e to the negative 2x, which equals e to the 2x minus 2 minus e to the negative 2x. Can you see how I got that? Okay. Okay, so step 5. Step 5, we're just gonna plug all this right here. We're gonna circle this and then plug that back into this formula. We're also going to remember what we did. So we're gonna we circled these two right here. Gonna plug them back in without the squared. So now we don't need the squared. All we have is the root, which is 1 plus 1/4 times e to the 2x minus 2 plus e to the negative 2x, right? Dx. Okay, so that's what we're gonna have. And step 6, I'm gonna write that a level lower. So this is step 6. Now we're just gonna simplify. So we're going to, well, first we're going to multiply everything by 1/4. So we're gonna put this 1/4 over everything. So I wanna make sure you got that. So 1/4 over everything is over 1/4. So it's going to be 0, and then remember your square root sign, right? And so everything, we're gonna place it all under, all this, everything above 4. So that 1 is gonna get turned into a 4, right? This 1 is going to be this. This 1/4 is going to get put under everything else. So it's going to be like an invisible 1 there, because there's really going to be nothing there after you take everything under, above the 4th. So it's going to be 4 plus, and we can take the e's out of the brackets now, e to the 2x minus 2 plus e to the negative 2x dx, all right? So this, and then we're gonna have a 4 underneath this. It comes from this 1/4 all the way over here, right? And so now what are we gonna do? So now we're gonna get like terms and add them up. We got this 4, we got this 2. And then this 4 right here, since it's under a radical, we're going to take the square root of it. So the square root of 1/4 equals 1/2, okay? So remember that. We're gonna plug that all outside. So we're gonna do that in one foul swoop. We're gonna have L equals, and I didn't write the L in the last step, 1/2, I just want to reiterate it right here, times the integral of 0 to 1 with e to the 2x plus e to the negative 2x plus 2, right? Because we added like terms. Remember, 4 minus 2 equals 2, right? So I'm gonna just write that here, 4 minus 2 equals plus 2. And that's gonna be placed right here, all with the dx afterward. And so we move on to step 8. And the next step we're going to have is we will place this, we'll turn this turns into 1 over e to the 2x, right, to make it a positive. So we're going to do that over here. With e to 2x plus 1 e to 2x plus 2. Now, why did I do this? Why did I do this? So that I can make it easier to pull this e to the 2x out, right? So now we're gonna have everything, we're going to multiply all these by e to the 2x so that we could take this out of the equation to make this a more simple equation. We're going to do this on step 9. So step 9, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply them all by e to the 2x. We're going to have 1/2 times the integral of 1 to 0, 0 to 1, I meant to say, with, I think that's a better angle. Since we're multiplying everything by e to the 2x, this is going to become e to the 4x, right? Because we're multiplying this by this. That becomes e to the 4x over, and then everything is going to be all over e to the 2x, plus a 1 plus a 2 to the e to the 2x. Remember, everything is multiplied by this, so it's all underneath the radical. We're going to have a dx there.